Hello, Mario! In this video, I'm going to take a look at zooming and panning. So just so we know what we're talking about, zooming is when we zoom in and out. We're changing the scale of things and the point of view so that we can get a closer look at details or just the overall view of things. So zooming and panning, at the moment I am zooming and panning with my wheel in the middle of my wheel mouse. It enables me to zoom and pan. You'll also notice that over here we have a zoom area there. We have zoom extents, which enables us to go to the extents of our drawing. In this particular instance here, I'm in paper space, so that enables me to go to the extent of my little bit of paper. There are other options. Zoom window, so that you can just create your own window, or it's asking me for my zoom window, so I might just want to have a look at the bathroom. Create a window, and there's the bathroom, zoom window. The next one here is zoom previous, which would be back to extents. Just clicking on this little arrow here below. Zoom real time, that just enables us to just hold down, I'm holding down the left mouse key and just zooming real time, like so. Another option here in the zoom all, pretty much the same as zoom extents, I expect. Zoom dynamic, not quite. Oh yes, you can just keep. Not quite sure what the rationale behind that one is. To be fair, it's not one I use a hell of a lot. Zoom dynamic, so I can perhaps just pop in there. Oh, it just gives me a little window that I can set and then push enter and it'll go to that. So you might want to just play around with some of these commands. Zoom scale, so you obviously can set a scale, possibly zoom scale. You can probably put in enter a scale factor down here as one way of doing it, so you could put in a scale factor 2 and it goes to that scale factor, whatever that might be. Typically these are not zoom center, so just put a mark over here and enter, and it'll put that point at the center of the screen. These are all different ones. Usually you have your go-to ones. Mine's just the little mouse wheel usually, or zoom extents. Zoom to an object, zoom in, and you can just keep that button there. So that's, oops, Control Z. I don't know what happened there. I seem to have lost my little icon thingy there, which can happen from time to time. I can't, to be fair, I can't quite see how I get that back. So that's one of the many. You've also got up here, down here in the command line, of course, you can just type zoom, a Z for zoom, and push enter, and that's going to give you all those options down there. So at the moment it's set in real time. We can just set it to dynamic, and you'll just set a little window there which you can move and push enter. One I use quite a lot is zoom extents. Zoom extents. Zoom enter enter, and that just gets everything back into perspective. I seem to have lost my little thing there. I'm not going to use this video to get that back. Now you can also, we were there in model space, in paper space. We were working in paper space. So if you go to model space, I've got model space locked up, so really it's just going to zoom in and out like that. And if we go zoom into extents, that'll get us the whole thing there in model space. However, if you are unlocked, if you've got this little unlocked key off down here, that can be quite a different story, and you'll get your whole drawing. So you can also go to model space here, and there's your little room mouse there. Quite often, if you go Z, enter, let's just have a look, E, extents, it'll just go like that. But quite often it is possible to have points quite remarkably or way away from the drawing, and so where you go zoom extents, you end up with a whole lot of little tiny dots because it goes out to quite an infinite thing. That can be a problem, that you need to go into model space and just remove some of those far-flung points if you can, so that when you go zoom extents you get back to here. And there are various other little ways that I have of finding these points. So yes, that's zooming and panning. Here's my little icon back. Came back. Here's pan, which is technically just clicking on the little hand like so, and that enables you to move around. So you click on the little hand, position things where you want them in your field of view, and when you're finished, you can either hit the space bar, or again you can go do some panning and then just right click, exit, and that'll get you out of pan. So also you can type, obviously, you could also type P for pan in here, pan, and that'll get the little hand which enables you to move around. And then the command is operational. Don't forget to turn it. You can zoom while you're still panning. Don't forget to turn the operation off. You can hit space bar, enter, or right click. Okay, so that's zooming and panning. You can right click, and that will give you some pan options, pan and zoom. There's your zoom there, so you've got a dynamic one operating at the moment, and that'll get you out of that. There's also steering wheels, which is they can do all sorts of little bits and pieces, but they're mostly related to the 3D. So once again, right click, close the wheel. That's more for use in 3D type situations. So zoom and pan, I think that's covered a fair bit of it. I'm not too sure whether up in the view menu here, whether there's anything in the nature of zooming and panning in there. As I said, it's mostly the little icon here, Z and P. You're on right click, you can get a pan, and you can also get a zoom. Okay, also you can zoom original, zoom extents, and so on and so on. So pretty powerful little tools for navigating yourself around the AUTOCAD environment. So there you go, zoom and pan. Cheers, see you.